The desperate call. The alien child named Murloc screamed in fear as his family's broken-down spaceship hurtled through space. Everyone turned a blind eye, except for a faraway species called humans. Murloc's father, Zorin, was badly hurt, bleeding out as his life support faltered. The cruel insectoid Kowatch soldiers had destroyed Murloc's home world, annihilating towns and killing civilians. Murloc, along with his parents Zoran and Arena, barely escaped the burning remains of their world in a small shuttle. Zoran was hit in the stomach by shrapnel, and now they drifted aimlessly through space with his blood pooling on the floor. When they called for help, no one answered until a Croat battleship caught their signal. The bug-like Croat wanted to finish the job. Arena begged over the comms, "Please help us, anyone." But the nearby alien ships didn't pay attention. The pacifist Zen, scheming Orc, and indifferent Hebenar all turned off their radios and sped away. Only a strange new species calling themselves humans responded. It took 30 minutes for the small, lightly armed human ship to arrive. As the Croat fired upon the Zorian shuttle, their shields broke, giving them mere minutes to live. It was unclear if the humans would risk their lives to save strangers from another species. Murloc and his family could only pray as the Croat warship locked its guns on their shuttle. Murloc sat next to his mother, crying as he watched his father struggle to breathe. The pool of purple blood under Zoran grew larger by the second. Out of nowhere, a chorus of new voices came through the communications. A small group of ships from all over the galaxy responded to their emergency call. "This is the Galactic Council fleet. We are investigating," said a firm voice. Arena's eyes sparkled with hope as she leaned forward, clutching Murloc tightly. Static filled the long silence until the voice spoke again, this time with a sad tone. "While the Zorian family is in great danger, we can't risk going head-to-head with the Croat. Their army is too strong." Murloc's heart sank. His mother's face fell as she looked at him. "We're sorry for your loss and are here to help you through this difficult time," another voice said, almost bored. "We will take formal action against the Croat for this crime. It's time for diplomatic action." Arena whispered, her voice shaking with anger and hopelessness. "My husband is dying, my child is terrified. We need help now." Her cries were ignored as the Croat battleship closed in. The council ship stayed back to maintain a safe distance. Murloc pressed his face against the cold window, watching the insectoid ship grow larger. Its weapons glowed, ready to deliver the final blow. He buried his face in Arena's shoulder, sobbing. Fear and sadness overwhelmed them both. Just as all hope seemed lost, a new voice came through the radio. It had a strange accent Murloc had never heard before, deep and strong. "This is Marcus Reynolds, captain of the Earth Alliance ship Resolve. We're on our way and we'll be there in about 15 minutes. Hold on, we're coming." Arena's heart raced at the sound of the human captain's voice. The Croat battleship was getting closer, but she felt a spark of hope. She held Murloc close, whispering comforting words. On the bridge of the Resolve, Captain Reynolds looked at the view screen with determination. The Croat ship bristled with weapons. "Helm, set an approach course," he commanded calmly. "Prepare to engage the enemy ship tactically. The Zorian shuttle deserves a chance." The crew sprang into action, quickly manipulating the consoles. The Resolve's engines burned brightly as it sped towards the Croat warship. The insect-like ship fired, sending beams of energy at the human vessel. The Resolve's advanced shields flared, blocking the attack. "Return fire," Captain Reynolds barked. "Target their weapons." The Resolve's sleek, powerful weapons roared to life, launching a barrage of rockets and beam weapons at the Croat ship. Explosions rocked the insectoid vessel as human weapons hit their targets. The Croat ship shook under the assault, its shields straining. In the Zorian shuttle, Murloc watched in awe as the human ship danced around the Croat warship, dodging attacks with surprising agility. Meanwhile, the Zorian shuttle's life support failed. The temperature dropped and the air grew thin. Murloc shivered as his breath fogged up. Arena looked at Zoran, her heart breaking as his eyes dimmed. "Hold on, my love," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Captain Reynolds saw the shuttle's vital signs fading on the Resol's bridge. "Prepare for emergency transport," he ordered. "Lock onto the Zorian life signs and beam them directly to the medical bay." In a flash of sparkling light, Murloc, Arena, and Zoran were transported from their fading shuttle to the Resol's medical bay. They collapsed on the floor, gasping for air. The human medical team rushed to their aid, moving with precision and urgency. They placed Zoran in a biobed and began treating his injuries with advanced technology. Murloc's eyes widened as he took in his new surroundings. The human ship was sleek and advanced, filled with strange machines that buzzed with power. Though scared, Murloc felt a flicker of hope. These humans had risked their lives to save his family when no one else would. Captain Reynolds entered the medical bay, his eyes kind. "You're safe now," he said softly. "Our team will do everything we can to help your family." Murloc felt hope for the future for the first time since the Croat attack. A glimmer of hope. Murloc's eyes widened as he watched the human doctors work on his father Zoran. They moved swiftly, their hands and instruments almost a blur. The tall doctor with kind eyes leaned over Zoran, speaking words of reassurance. Though Murloc couldn't understand the language, the tone was soothing. "Stay with us, Zoran. You're receiving the best care," the doctor said, his voice calm but urgent. Arena clutched Murloc's hand, her eyes fixed on her husband's still form. The medical bay was a whirlwind activity as doctors and nurses worked to stabilize Zoran. Captain Reynolds stood nearby, his expression serious. "How's it looking, Doctor?" he asked. The doctor wiped his forehead and took a deep breath. "We've managed to stop the bleeding and stabilize his condition. He'll need time to recover, but he's out of immediate danger." Arena sobbed with relief, hugging Murloc tightly. Thank you so much," she whispered. The doctor smiled warmly. "It's our duty. We're glad we could help." Captain Reynolds knelt beside Murloc, looking him in the eye. "You and your family are safe now. We'll do everything we can to help you find a new home." Murloc's voice trembled as he spoke. "Why did you help us? Others wouldn't." Reynolds placed a reassuring hand on Murloc's shoulder. "Because it's the right thing to do. We believe all lives are valuable, no matter the species. We couldn't stand by and let innocent people suffer." Murloc's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you," he whispered. "Thank you for saving us." Reynolds smiled gently. "You're welcome. We'll make sure you and your family are taken care of." As Zoran rested, recovering from his injuries, Arena and Murloc explored the Resolve. The ship was a marvel of human engineering, filled with technology that seemed almost magical. The humans aboard were kind and curious, eager to learn about their new alien guests. One day, as they walked through the corridors, Murloc noticed a display screen showing the Earth Alliance's history. He stopped to watch, fascinated by the images of humans exploring space, building colonies, and forming alliances with other species. The screen showed scenes of bravery, compassion, and determination. A crew member noticed Murloc's interest and approached with a smile. "Interested in our history?" she asked. Murloc nodded. "Yes, it's amazing. Your people have done so much." The crew member, a young woman with bright eyes, nodded. "We believe in exploring the unknown and helping those in need. It's part of who we are." Murloc smiled, feeling a deep sense of admiration. "I want to be like you when I grow up. I want to help others and explore the stars." The crew member's smile widened. "You have a brave heart, Murloc. I'm sure you'll do great things." Days turned into weeks as the Resolve continued its journey. Zoran slowly regained his strength, thanks to the advanced medical care he received. The human crew became like family to the Zorians, offering support and friendship. Captain Reynolds made arrangements for the Zorians to find a new home. He contacted the Galactic Council, pushing them to provide assistance and protection for the displaced family. His passionate pleas stirred the council members, many of whom were ashamed of their initial inaction. Finally, a decision was made. The Zorian family would be given sanctuary on a peaceful colony world within the Earth Alliance's territory. The humans promised to protect them and help them rebuild their lives. On the day of their departure, Captain Reynolds and his crew gathered to bid farewell to the Zorians. "It's been an honor to have you aboard," Reynolds said, shaking Zoran's hand. Zoran's eyes were filled with gratitude. "We can never repay you for what you've done." Reynolds smiled warmly. "Your safety and happiness are all the thanks we need." Arena hugged Moloch tightly, her eyes filled with tears. "Thank you for giving us hope," she said softly. Moloch looked up at Captain Reynolds, his eyes shining with determination. "I'll never forget what you've done for us. I'll make sure to honor your kindness." Reynolds placed a hand on Moloch's shoulder. "I have no doubt you will. Remember, you're always welcome among us." As the Zorians boarded their shuttle to their new home, Moloch looked back at the resolve with a heart full of gratitude and hope. The humans had shown them compassion and bravery, teaching them the true meaning of unity and friendship. New beginnings. The Zorian shuttle landed gently on the lush, green colony world. Moloch's eyes widened as he took in the vibrant landscape, filled with colorful plants and shimmering lakes. It was a stark contrast to the barren, war-torn remains of their home world. A group of colonists greeted them warmly, their faces filled with kindness. "Welcome to your new home," said a tall man with a friendly smile. "We're here to help you settle in and make a fresh start." Zoran, still weak but recovering, leaned on Arena for support as they stepped off the shuttle. "Thank you," he said, his voice filled with emotion. "We are grateful for this second chance." The colonists guided the Zorian family to their new home, a cozy dwelling nestled among the trees. It was simple but comfortable, a place where they could begin to heal and rebuild their lives. As days turned into weeks, the Zorians found solace in their new community. The colonists were a mix of species, all working together in harmony. They shared stories, meals, and laughter, creating a sense of belonging that Moloch had never experienced before. Moloch made friends with children from different species, learning about their cultures and traditions. He was fascinated by their stories of adventure and discovery, each one a testament to the resilience and ingenuity of sentient beings. One day, as Moloch played with his new friends by the lake, a familiar figure approached. Captain Reynolds had come to check on the Zorian family, his eyes filled with warmth and pride. "Moloch," he called out, waving. Moloch ran to him, his face beaming with joy. "Captain Reynolds, I'm so glad to see you." Reynolds knelt down, ruffling Moloch's hair. "It's good to see you too, Moloch. How are you and your family settling in?" Moloch's eyes sparkled. "We're doing great. Everyone here is so kind. I've made so many friends." Reynolds smiled, his heart swelling with pride. "That's wonderful to hear. I'm glad you're happy." Arena and Zoran approached, their faces filled with gratitude. "Captain Reynolds, thank you for everything," Arena said, her voice trembling with emotion. "We owe you our lives." Reynolds shook his head gently. "You don't owe us anything. We're just glad we could help." Zoran placed a hand on Reynolds' shoulder. "You've given us more than just a new home. You've given us hope and a future. We will always be grateful." Reynolds nodded, his eyes misting with emotion. "Take care of each other, and remember that you're always welcome among us. The Earth Alliance will always be here to support you." As Reynolds prepared to leave, Moloch hugged him tightly. "Thank you for being our hero," he whispered. Reynolds hugged him back, his voice filled with warmth. "You have the heart of a hero, Moloch. Never forget that." The Zorian family watched as the Resolve's shuttle lifted off, disappearing into the sky. They stood together, their hearts filled with gratitude and hope. Moloch looked up at his parents, his eyes shining with determination. "I want to help others, just like Captain Reynolds did. I want to explore the stars and make a difference." Arena smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "You have a bright future ahead, my son. Follow your dreams and always stay true to your kind heart." Zoran nodded, his eyes filled with wisdom. "You have the spirit of a warrior and the heart of a healer. You will make a difference in this galaxy." As the sun set on their new home, the Zorian family stood together, united by their love and determination. They had been through unimaginable hardships, but with the help of their human friends, they had found hope and a new beginning. The Galactic Council's decision. Word of the Zorian family's rescue spread throughout the galaxy, sparking a renewed interest in the plight of war-torn planets and displaced species. The Galactic Council, initially reluctant to intervene, found itself under increasing pressure to take action. Captain Reynolds' passionate pleas had not gone unnoticed. His actions had inspired many within the Council to reconsider their stance. Representatives from various species gathered to discuss a new approach to galactic peace and cooperation. In a grand chamber filled with delegates, a heated debate ensued. "We cannot continue to ignore the suffering of innocent beings," said an elderly Zen representative, her voice filled with conviction. "The actions of the Earth Alliance have shown us the true meaning of compassion and bravery." An Auric representative nodded in agreement. "We must work together to protect the vulnerable and hold aggressors accountable. The Croat's actions cannot go unpunished." The T-Binar representative, once indifferent, now spoke with determination. "It's time for a united front. We must ensure that no species is left to face such horrors alone." As the debate continued, Captain Reynolds and the Zorian family were invited to speak. Reynolds stood before the council, his presence commanding respect. "We are all part of this galaxy," he began, his voice steady. "It's our duty to protect and support each other. The Earth Alliance will stand with anyone who needs our help." Arena stepped forward, holding Murlock's hand. "Our family was saved by the bravery and kindness of the Earth Alliance. We are living proof that unity and compassion can overcome even the darkest of times." Murlock's voice, though young, carried a powerful message. "We must help each other. No one should be left to suffer alone. Together, we can make the galaxy a better place for everyone." The chamber fell silent, the weight of their words sinking in. Slowly, one by one, the delegates began to nod in agreement. A sense of unity and purpose filled the room. The Council voted unanimously to establish a new initiative dedicated to providing aid and protection to war-torn planets and displaced species. They vowed to work together, combining their resources and strengths to ensure a safer and more compassionate galaxy. The Zorian family's story became a symbol of hope and resilience, inspiring countless others to stand up for what was right. Murlock, now filled with a sense of purpose, knew that he had a role to play in this new era of cooperation and unity. A new alliance, with the Galactic Council's new initiative in place, efforts to rebuild war-torn planets and provide aid to displaced species began in earnest. The Earth Alliance took a leading role, their advanced technology and compassionate approach making a significant impact. Murlock, now a young adult, trained diligently to become a member of the Earth Alliance. He was determined to honor the legacy of Captain Reynolds and the crew of the Resolve. His heart burned with a desire to help others and make a difference in the galaxy. Arena and Zoran, proud of their son's dedication, continued to support him in every way they could. They had built a new life on the colony world, contributing to the community and helping other displaced families find hope and healing. Captain Reynolds, now an admiral, watched Murlock's progress with pride. "You've come a long way, Murlock," he said during a training session. "Your determination and compassion will make you a great leader." Murlock smiled, his eyes filled with gratitude. "I learned from the best, Admiral. I'll do my best to make you proud." As the years passed, Murlock's hard work paid off. He graduated from the Earth Alliance Academy with honors, ready to embark on his first mission as a junior officer. His parents and the entire colony celebrated his achievement, their hearts filled with pride and hope. Murlock's first assignment took him to the edge of the galaxy, where a new crisis had arisen. A previously unknown species was facing extinction due to a natural disaster. The Earth Alliance, along with other members of the Galactic Council, mobilized to provide aid and evacuation. Murlock's ship, the Voyager, arrived at the devastated planet. The scene was chaotic, with fires raging and the ground trembling from aftershocks. Murlock and his team worked tirelessly to evacuate the endangered species, providing medical care and comfort to the injured and frightened. As Murlock guided a group of children to safety, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He was living his dream, making a difference just as Captain Reynolds had done for his family. The gratitude in the eyes of those he helped reminded him of his own journey and the kindness that had saved his life. Admiral Reynolds watched the mission's progress from the command center, his heart swelling with pride. Murlock had grown into a compassionate and capable leader, embodying the values of the Earth Alliance. The mission was a success, with thousands of lives saved and the planet stabilized. Murlock's actions earned him commendations and respect from his peers and superiors. He knew, however, that the real reward was the knowledge that he had made a positive impact. As the Voyager returned to the colony world, Murlock was greeted with cheers and celebration. His parents embraced him, their hearts filled with pride and joy. Arena smiled through tears of happiness. "You've become the hero you always wanted to be." Zoran nodded, his voice choked with emotion. "We're so proud of you, Murlock. You've honored our family's legacy and the kindness that saved us." Murlock looked at his parents, his heart full of love and gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without your support and the example set by Captain Reynolds and the Earth Alliance." As the celebration continued, Murlock knew that his journey was just beginning. There were still many challenges to face and lives to save, but he was ready, inspired by the unity and compassion that had brought him this far. Legacy of Hope years passed, and Murlock's reputation as a compassionate and skilled officer grew. He took on increasingly challenging missions, always putting the well-being of others first. His dedication to helping those in need inspired many, earning him the respect and admiration of the entire Earth Alliance. Admiral Reynolds, now retired, watched with pride as Murlock's career flourished. He saw in Murlock the embodiment of the values that the Earth Alliance stood for: bravery, compassion, and unity. One day, as Murlock prepared for a new mission, Admiral Reynolds visited him. "Murlock," he said, his voice filled with warmth, "you've surpassed every expectation. You've become a beacon of hope in this galaxy." Murlock smiled, his heart swelling with gratitude. "Thank you, Admiral. Your guidance and example have been my inspiration." Reynolds placed a hand on Murlock's shoulder. "You've earned every bit of your success. Remember, the greatest leaders are those who serve others selflessly. Keep following your heart, and you'll continue to make a difference." As Murlock embarked on his new mission, he carried with him the lessons he had learned from Admiral Reynolds and his parents. He knew that his journey was not just about achieving personal success, but about making a positive impact on the galaxy. The years continued to pass, and Murlock's name became synonymous with hope and compassion. He rose through the ranks, eventually becoming an admiral himself. Under his leadership, the Earth Alliance expanded its efforts to aid war-torn planets and protect vulnerable species. Murlock's story inspired a new generation of officers, each one dedicated to the values of the Earth Alliance. The galaxy saw a new era of cooperation and unity, with species working together to build a brighter future. Arena and Zoran, now elders, watched with pride as their son's legacy grew. They had built a peaceful life on the colony world, surrounded by friends and family. Their hearts were filled with gratitude for the second chance they had been given and the incredible journey they had witnessed. As Admiral Murlock stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Resolve Evu, he thought back to the day his family had been rescued. He remembered the fear and uncertainty and the incredible kindness that had saved their lives. He knew that his journey was far from over. There were still many challenges to face and lives to save, but he was ready, driven by the same compassion and determination that had guided him all these years. With a heart full of hope and a resolve to make the galaxy a better place, Admiral Murloc led his fleet into the stars, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The unending journey, Admiral Murloc's leadership, brought about significant changes in the galaxy. The Earth Alliance, under his guidance, established numerous outposts and relief centers on war-torn planets. They provided aid, education, and infrastructure, helping species rebuild their homes and lives. Murloc's efforts also fostered a new era of diplomatic relations. He worked tirelessly to mediate conflicts and build alliances, ensuring that the galaxy's diverse species could coexist peacefully. His diplomatic skills and unwavering commitment to justice earned him the respect of leaders across the galaxy. One day, as Murloc prepared for a high-stakes diplomatic mission, he received a message from an old friend. Captain Reynolds, now enjoying his retirement on Earth, wanted to visit the colony world where Murloc's family had found their new beginning. Murloc welcomed Reynolds with open arms. As they walked through the vibrant colony, reminiscing about the past, Reynolds marveled at how far they had come. "You've created something truly remarkable here, Murloc. Your parents would be so proud." Murloc smiled, his heart filled with gratitude. "I couldn't have done it without your guidance and the support of the Earth Alliance." Reynolds nodded, his eyes shining with pride. "You've surpassed every expectation. Your legacy will continue to inspire future generations." As they sat by the lake, watching the sunset, Murloc felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He knew that his journey was far from over, but he was ready for whatever lay ahead. Back on his flagship, the Resolve Ui, Murloc addressed his crew. "We have achieved great things, but our work is not done. There are still many who need our help, and we must continue to strive for a better galaxy." The crew, inspired by Murloc's words, responded with unwavering determination. They knew that under his leadership, they could face any challenge and make a positive impact on the galaxy. As the Resolve II embarked on its next mission, Murloc felt a sense of purpose and hope. He was ready to continue his unending journey, driven by the same compassion and determination that had guided him all these years. With a heart full of hope and a resolve to make the galaxy a better place, Admiral Murloc led his fleet into the stars, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. He knew that as long as there were those in need, the Earth Alliance would be there to help, and he would be at the forefront, leading the way.